the little feet. That's why it's called Turtle Rock. But and also there's a lot of turtles in the map. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Depending on where you spawn on this map can really tell the game, because the two spawn locations side by side are very, very close. You're going to see a lot of harassment early on, or if they spawn across the map, it's going to take some time to actually see some battle.
Yeah, I remember elf versus human spawning side by side would usually be a lot of militia going in and out of an elf base, and then when they time out, they'll just go back, militia back again. So
elf hates it. I know Night Elf players are not fond of Turtle Rock, especially on a close spawn. Human players are almost guaranteed to do militia rush because, yeah, as you said, it's really close. So let me see if they are ready.
So we're asking for the players if they're ready. Again, this is the third and final map for the first matchup. If Remind wins this, he will be the grand champion for Blizzcon 2010 Warcraft 3. If not, Infi is going to force Remind for a second round. So,
yeah, and you know what? That would be like two really big victories for international victories for Remind if he takes this. He actually defeated Grubby in WCG, so that was also a really exciting game that he played there. I think some people even say that was some of the best matches ever in the history of Warcraft 3, but I haven't actually seen those, so I need to download the replays and watch that. But here, you know, I'm really excited to see Infi here at BlizzCon. And they are ready.
So we're going to start this game again on Turtle Rock, Game 3. Really exciting. I don't know. Who do you think will win?
I'm going to cheer for Remind just because I've known him for so long. He's always been my favorite. It's kind of a surprise for me to cheer for him because I am a human player and I really love seeing human players win. But once you meet Remind, it's just like, he's so awesome.
That's true. I mean, I feel the exact same way as you. I want to cheer for the human player, but Remind has been very nice. Like, when I met him outside, it's like, hey, good luck casting. He actually knew that we were casting. You know, like some pro players will be like, I'm focused on the game, but he actually follows what's happening in our side too. So.
I know, it's cool. All right, guys, the game has already started, but I want you guys to put your hands together because this may be the final game for Warcraft 3 Grand Champion, Remind versus Infi, Night Elf versus Human, Korea versus China. And here we go. It may be decided here. So we have a far spawn, so I'm pretty sure Remind's going to be very happy to see that. Infi is the human player at the bottom right-hand location of the map at 5 o'clock position. He's choosing to go teal. He's also probably going to go his own natural hero because his altar is put up very quickly. Meanwhile, we have Remind in the opposite map at the 10 o'clock position. He is the red Night Elf player, sticking with the good old Warden.
So we'll see a lot of harassment with Fan of Knives and probably a Shadow Strike too. What hero would...
Archmage.
Again, it will be the Archmage. Barracks being put down. We'll see probably both players using Militia. I mean, creeping. This small creep cap in the front. Human will use Militia. Probably Remind will uproot his Ancient of War and use it to tank early on. So it's pretty standard. It's what has been happening for the last year, but I think just players get better and better every year, even though they are doing the same thing. It just improves. They just improve their playing skill level.
They can do it in their sleep. So yeah, they're going to go straight for the little baby turtle creep camp right outside of their base. What Remind's doing here is what all Night Elf players do, using the Ancient of War to help tank, allowing that very fragile archer to help creep. So the Ancient of War is just taking all of this damage, and all he has to do is eat more trees to regain more hit points.
So the Warden comes out now and finishes those creeps. If those creeps were actually killed by this Ancient of War, it doesn't give experience. So he wants that archer to finish that off, or his hero, and that Ancient of War won't be hitting anymore because, yeah, he really wants that experience for that Warden. So, but Warden, after killing that bigger turtle, he's now going to move down. He wants to find where the human player is so he can maybe steal some creeps or maybe pick up some items. And he knows exactly where Infi is with a couple of militia here that is about to expire. And again, a Shadow Strike on that Archmage. Archmage moving back, casting Water Elemental, doing some damage on the Warden. Warden just pulling back and forth. He doesn't really want to fight, just trying to see if he can pick any low HP units down.
He has a very nicely placed Wisp not too far from the creep camp, was able to detonate, bringing that Water Elemental's HP down almost halfway. So the militiamen are now transformed back to peasants, so they're not quite as useful in battle. They're going to go back and harvest some more lumber or get some more gold and return to the base as Remine is going to do some more harassment. Shadow Strike being casted on the Archmage. Archer is focusing on that. That Archmage is very, very fragile, and most of the time Archmages always die in games, so he's got to keep that Archmage careful. Transforming the peasants back to militia to help defend the harassment.
So it's nighttime now, and you can see that Archer can use Shadow Meld, and now he's invisible. He's going to come back up, going to attack that Archmage, running to the center of the map. Warden, on the other hand, trying to pick off some dead units. I think he managed to steal one. Nope. He's just going to stay here, maybe try to get the Water Elemental, but of course, Infi denies the experience against that Warden. Warden using Shadow Meld, going back and forth, trying to steal that. Yes, he does. He used Shadow Strike to be able to get that experience from Infi.
Yep, he's 4 experience points away now from a level 2. And that Warden's running really low on HP. He's going to cast Shadow Strike on the Footman and gets level 2. Very happy Warden there. Still battling, though. Those Footmen got to be careful because it's being supported by a Huntress and an Archer. So the Warden's trying to trip up the Footman, slow him down, make him kind of, you know, trip. Yeah, I don't know where the Archmage is. The Archmage is kind of far in back, but he will not be able to get that Footman as he squeezes through. Ooh,
so the Warden will now TP out. I think he feels that he has done enough damage. Archmage actually earlier on went to the shop to buy Boots of Speed for himself. Now he buys a couple of items to heal his units up, although it's only healing actually one Footman and himself, which isn't really low HP, so I don't know if that 100 gold is actually worth it for healing, but he knows better than me, so who am I to talk?
Maybe you can ask him later.
Yeah.
And he'd say, I'm the pro player, not you. Stick to casting. So meanwhile, it looks like we see Infi wanting to creep, but he's being basically stalked by this Huntress right now. The Huntress is just following him everywhere he goes. He's trying to cancel the health of regeneration on the units by picking off at him. A Water Element gets summoned to try and defend, and the Huntress will run away. Warden now of Remine coming in, sees the Water Elemental as an opportunity for experience kill, so he's going to try and go for that.
So at this point, we have Huntresses for Remine. He is now almost at tier 2. Human, on the other hand, is almost about the same tech. Level 1 Archmage only for Infi. So against a level 2 Warden, maybe he would have a little bit of disadvantage. I'm not sure what second hero Infi will pick up. It's very interesting. I want to see a Mountain King though, because that's actually my favorite human hero. Just all kinds of awesome.
Oh yeah, I love the Mountain King. He's a hero killer right there. But meanwhile, we have a skirmisher in the middle of the map. The Warden is trying to take down this Water Elemental. She's being focused on by 4 Footmen, though, so I think she's going to have to retreat. Archmage again with the Shadow Strike. You're going to see a lot of Shadow Strike on that Archmage. A little demon pounding on his head, causing damage over time. Panda is a second hero choice for Remine as he reaches tier 2.
And we can see that Archmage is just moving around with his... He's not building anything in his main base as of yet. No second hero. There's no tier 2 buildings as of yet, although... Oh, finally, he puts down another King Sanctum. Just one, though, and still no second hero. I'm not sure what he's planning right now. We have Remine just looking around the map, trying to find where Infi is, so he can do some harassment and creeping. Warden here going to try to take this Footman down that was doing some scouting. Infi, I think, might be going to Remine's base, maybe try to take some tier 2 buildings down. 2 ancient floors here and a Moonwell, so... Infi is probably going to be able to force a cancel on that Moonwell and maybe this Ancient of Lore.
He definitely doesn't want Remine to get to tier 2. That Ancient of Lore will allow him to produce Dryads and Bears. So instead, he's going to go ahead and force him to cancel it.
This shop is actually very vulnerable too. It dies pretty easy. It's not as resilient as other buildings. So, but Infi sees that Ancient Floor being built up at the back again, so he decides to cancel that instead. Shadow Strike being used on the Archmage. Archmage is running away while those Footmen try to kill some with being healed up by the Moonwell.
Yep, it looks like the Archmage is going to be forced to TP out using the Staff of Teleportation, but leaving the Footman behind. Footman's on the run, but the Panda is going to trip up that Footman. He wants to get that kill. He's getting in the way. Footman's like, where am I supposed to go? Now Warden's going to get in front of the Footman. It looks like she wants to cast another Shadow Strike. Yep, one Footman goes down. Meanwhile, another Footman here is being chased by a lot of Huntresses. Those Huntresses are really fat, so they can basically get in the way of the Footman. Breath of Fire was casted, but I don't think he did too much damage.
So Archmage is now back trying to help his Footman out, and the Mountain King is here. Basically my favorite hero, and he's running back though. He's trying to do a tower rush again. As you can see, it's in inventory. There's like 2 ivory towers.
3.
But yeah, 3 ivory towers. I can't count. Wow. But now Tier 3 is moving back because Remind actually is the one pushing. He gets a surround on that Warden. Panda doesn't have the Staff of Teleportation. Is he able to pass it? Wow, nice timing there. Just in time. Infi wasn't able to steal that staff, so Panda just barely saves that Warden, but another surround here.
Oh, yeah, oh my goodness, Panda's getting surrounded. Uses a Breath of Fire to see if he can take down as many footmen as he can, but he loses the Panda, and it looks like now he's probably going to have to retreat the rest of his units because that's too many militiamen now. Another Dryad falls down. Archer's going to die here, and that is not looking good for Remind there as he's down to 34 food count. Meanwhile, Infi, all he really has that helped him were those militiamen. He's really hurt at the moment. He doesn't have enough meat. He was trying to do a tower push, but I don't know if he's going to pull that off now. He's got to heal up his units. He's got 3 ivory towers. So the ivory towers are what the Mountain King is carrying in his inventory, and they basically just allow him to plop down towers very, very quickly, and then he can upgrade to guard towers or arcing towers or whatever he wants. So it seems like he's just going to choose to militia creep instead and use the ivory towers to create an expansion.
So I guess he knew that he couldn't push. Level 2 Archmage and a level 1 Mountain King is going to take these creeps down, which actually give a good item as well. Level 2 Mountain King right now. We have Remind seeing what's happening, is going to try to stop it before these guard towers get upgraded. Priests are now out to help heal those units of Infi. His turtle is going to go dead, and wow, nice item for the Mountain King here. 15 seconds of invulnerability for his hero in case he gets surrounded.
Yep, and sure enough, Stormbolt, Shadow Strike on the Mountain King, Stormbolt on the Warden. So both are hero killers here, and the Mountain King just wants to try and go after that Warden, but the Panda comes in to rescue, now focusing on the Mountain King, really low on HP, quickly takes down the Priest, and Infi here's got to be careful because his units, his towers are not quite up yet. Panda reaches level 2, but Warden gets another Stormbolt and needs to be careful as she's running down and low on HP. 80 HP now, wants to take down the tower. Breath of Fire, uses the Staff of Preservation to send the Warden back home. And it looks like here we have a Panda now trying to retreat.
This is amazing job by Remind. He didn't have a lot of units, but all his micro, using the Warden, saving the Warden, but now there's a surround at a Panda. Warden is back though, and he manages to escape. That's just amazing. That's awesome. He has the Sorks are now here trying to slow some units down. Both heroes of Infi are still pretty much alive. That forces Remind to retreat, but even though it looks bad for Remind, it's actually pretty good because he stopped that expansion. We had like 3 towers being built up by Infi, but he manages to put it down. So at this point, I think Remind still is doing well. There's not much units from Infi, although he is now switching to riflemen and casters.
Yep. We're looking at a level 2 Warden and a level 2 Panda. The Warden is very, very close to reaching level 3. He has Dryads now. He's getting his Druid of the Claws. He's going to upgrade them to Bears. He's already at Tree of Eternity. And let's see if he's researching it. Yep, he's researching the Master Training for the Druid of the Claw so they can turn into bear form. And meanwhile, it looks like we have a pusher coming from Infi. His Archmage, gets detonated by a Wisp, is now moving on in. Breathfire being casted by the Panda. And sure enough, level 3 for the Archmage of Infi.
So he casts Water Elemental here to help tank for his units. Panda has Rejuvenate, so he was gaining some HP. Dryads go down against those riflemen, but it seems like Infi will be TPing out after seeing those bears. They just transformed right in his face, and he's like, oh, I don't have enough units to be able to fight that army.
No, definitely not. So we have Infi right now at 39 food count. Meanwhile, we have Remind at 36. He does not want that expansion to go up, so nice timing for Remind as he enters in to take that expansion down. That tower won't make it up in time. Peasant gets killed, so might as well cancel the Town Hall.
It seems like Infi really wants that expansion up, but that's not happening. I think Remind here knows that he can win the game just by denying Infi to have that expansion. Infi is going to put some ivory towers here so he can just upgrade them to guard tower, but Remind is right there yet again using Breath of Fire against the units of Infi. That Mountain King half HP, slow being used against that bear trying to move back, but of course there's always that Staff of Preservation, so he just easily saved that bear without taking much damage.
Yep, so now Infy's going to try and secure his expansion once again. He's waiting for his guard towers to complete. He's got militiamen here to help battle if need be. But once those militiamen turn into peasants, he'll start building it. Oh, Spellbreakers are also out for Infy. Very nice unit choice for him. Spellbreaker can actually steal the rejuvenation that the bears are being casted and casting it on his own units. So that will be very helpful for him.
So just a recap on what's happening. There is only one Arcane Sanctum inside Infy's base. He doesn't have much resources right now, although he does have a lot of wood. On the other hand, we have Remind already a Tree of Eternity. He's making more bears and upgrading them as well. Dryads and Bear Army, a level 3 Warden, and now a level 3 Panda as well. Again, that expansion really, Infy really needs that right now, he feels. So he has 3 towers, guard towers up. Remind is going to go back there yet again, so he doesn't want that expansion up. I think he's been doing a good job trying to deny it, so here it is again.
So here we have Infy coming in, trying to protect his expansion. Guard tower won't stay up. We've got a lot of Wisp coming in to detonate here, trying to take down some of the mana up Infy. Bears are in bear form, casting rejuvenation. We've got the army being pushed back, another peasant falling down, so that expansion isn't going to get up. He's got 2 sorcerers with him trying to cast slow, which the Dryads can dispel if they want to. Mountain King here, Stormbolt on the Warden, running back, very low HP on the Mountain King. He doesn't have any way to heal his Mountain King if he's not careful, because all he needs is another Shadow Strike, trying to move his Rifleman out of the way, but that Warden is on a chase, and now a Sorceress goes down. The Archmage is in trouble. Archmage has been surrounded, will go down.
Wow.
Breath of Fire, GG called Infy. Remind is the Grand Champion for Warcraft 3 of Blizzcon 2010. Very nice job for Remind.
That's awesome. He did a very good job pushing that expansion. As you can see, the Panda very, very good trying to kill those towers because it does damage to peasants and guard towers as well. So, yeah.
Everybody, give a big round of applause to Remind. Your new Warcraft 3 champion of BlizzCon 2010. Congratulations, Remind. And he's now going to go shake the hand of Infy. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get an interview with Remind. We have a lot of time. I didn't expect it to end so fast, so that's really great. We'll get some words from him, see what he has to say, and let me see if I can get a handset mic. Handset mic. Jaxie, what did you think of that game?
Just awesome, I think. I think I've said it like 10 million times. Not exactly what I expected. I thought like it will be longer, but right there in front of you. I think this is a very good year for Remind, winning WCG and now winning BlizzCon. I think he makes his parents proud.
Remind, let's go ahead and get a quick interview with you up here as soon as I can get a handset mic. Okay. We'll do a headset mic. Oh, great. Come on over here. Remind, you want to be a shoutcaster with us?
Not really.
No. Congratulations, Remind.
Thank you.
So, how do you feel right now?
I feel hungry.
You feel hungry? Have you not eaten
Exhausted.
at all? You're exhausted?
Yeah.
So, tell us what happened in that first game. Because,
first game.
Yeah, that first game, you didn't do so good.
Yeah, I didn't do well. Maybe I should have picked Demon Hunter. That would be worked.
Yeah?
I think.
So, what made you choose to go the Ward in that first game?
I don't know why I did that. Suddenly, I wanted to go Warden. Yeah, that was a mistake.
Okay, so what was going in your mind when you lost that first game? Because I know you have the advantage because you're in the winner bracket,
Yeah.
so you have so he has to beat you at least twice.
It was still okay that I lost because I have more chance. Yeah, even if I lose.
So game 2, the tower rush came. Did you expect that he would tower rush you?
Which game?
Game 2, when he
Game
tower
2?
rushed? Yeah.
No, I didn't expect that. I thought it's gonna expand tier 2, but he didn't. He towered me all of a sudden, and I was, I don't know what to do.
Did you see him tower rush Moon earlier as well?
You mean when he ran around to my base?
Earlier when he played against Moon, he also tower
I
rushed.
watched the game
That's it. And you,
behind.
So that's great. So tell me, how do you feel? This is your first BlizzCon?
Not.
Is this your first BlizzCon Grand
You
Champion?
mean in USA?
Yeah.
Or, third time.
Third time?
Yeah.
Wow. So now this is your third time. Congratulations. What are you going to do with your prize money?
Just keep it as always.
I think
I'm gonna drink some beer for my friends that I promised. Yeah.
he's gonna spoil his,
His
friends
name
and
is
family.
Mike Kim.
Mike Kim.
Yeah.
What are you gonna get him? What are you gonna get for him?
Drink.
A drink.
Yeah.
Wow. He won 25,000. He's gonna get Mike Kim a drink. Lucky Mike. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, by the way, not only do you win 25,000, you win the ring, the grand champion
The ring?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
Let's go ahead. You didn't hear about it?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and show you the ring. We're gonna walk him over there so he can see it. But again, everybody, please, big round of applause for your Warcraft 3 grand champion winner, Remind.